Today I've got these onion plants that I'm gonna set out. These particular onion plants, I've got 6 little onion sets that came from my 96-year-old friend. He and my father were good friends back in the 20s, and he's a avid gardener, and he still gardens. And I was over visiting with him a few days ago, it was back during the fall. And he asked me, he said, "Do you have any onions, any multiplying onions?" I said, "I do, man." And I told him what variety I had, and he says, "Well, you don't have any of these then. These are Shallots." And he gave me a little bundle, and I brought them home and I let them dry out. And I noticed them the other day; they were starting to sprout. And even though they were dry, so yesterday I took and put this paper towel, I wet this paper towel, put it in this bowl, and now my roots are rehydrated. And I think 2 days ago I got out here and I cleaned all of my containers out of weeds and separated my other onions, and they're all doing pretty well. And I didn't separate my onions, I separated my lettuce. It's all doing pretty well. And but I decided that, and I took in this one wash tub here. I had planted about 40 or 50, maybe less, radish seeds in this one and that one. I think that one over there, and they will be ready in just a few weeks. I mean, it don't take long at all for radishes. No, not radishes. They were beets. Forgive me. Did I say radish? I meant beets. So these beets will come on, and then I will be showing you how. And it's going to rain. They said that it wasn't going to rain today. So what I'm going to do, I got these little onion sets here. I'm going to plant them up to about there. Okay? I'm just going to plant 1, 2, 3. And the same deal as my radishes or my beets are going to be in. So by the time that my beets start getting to where they'll shade these, they will be strong enough to take care of themselves. And then I'll pull my beets. I just stuck some holes right there in the center of that because I want them to stay in the center. That one right there is not going to make it. But if I just have a couple of them to make it, then that's all I need is a start. And he knew that. So that's the reason he only gave me just a few. Plus, they're hard to come by, and he only had so many. Okay, that's done. Okay, this dirt is wet enough that I don't need to water that in. Okay, to bring my ground temperature up, or to bring the temperature up inside that container, I'm gonna leave just a little crack right here for ventilation. I'm just gonna take that window pane and set it over the top of that deal. That'll help everything. We'll see if that makes the germination of those beets any quicker than the rest of these, and as an experiment, and it'll help our onions. Whoops, I almost forgot. We need to put, I got 4 of these little chopsticks as a reminder to myself. Put those in at an angle or that glass won't close all the way. As a reminder to myself that we got something down here. I'm gonna put these 4 chopsticks in there, just like that. Now I'm gonna put my lid on. my glass lid. That just is creating a micro greenhouse effect. Now I'm gonna take these kitchen onions that I got back during the holiday season when I bought bunches of onions to make my soup stocks and to make my dressing and stuff like that. I'm gonna take them over here and I'm gonna plant them straight in the dirt. Leave them there for right now. I'm just gonna loosen up this soil. It's already loose. And then I'm just gonna take my onions, which are rehydrated, and just take and plug those in. I'm just gonna set them in there for the time being. Set them there like that. That way I know where they're at. About 4 inches apart. I'm gonna leave myself room to get around the edge of this ground cover with my hoe, okay? And I'm just gonna put that dirt around them like that. They're not very deep. You don't want plant onions real deep. Put them in there like so, just barely cover them and tamp it in, just like that. And as those onions come up, I'll keep the ground loosened up with one of these right here, and I'll have a border of onions around my ground cover. Put me a stake right there. I think I've got some onion seed, and I do believe, I'm gonna go look. If I do, I'll loosen that ground up from there on down and plant that in onion seed, and it'll be real thick, and then I'll just thin them out throughout the year. This is kind of like a it will if it does, and if it does it will, you know, kind of thing. Yeah, I ain't like banking on this right here, because I mean these come from a grocery store. Let's get a grip. Ain't no telling. Well, they had roots on them, so there ain't no telling where they came from. Stake. we'll put that right there, looks like it. And our kitchen onions are planted. Now, those onions that I got from Man West, I will not eat from them probably for 4 or 5 years, because I'll let them grow and multiply. I'll divide them and split them. Well, I'll split them up, divide them, and dry them out, replant them over the course of the next 4 or 5 years. Probably in that same bucket until that bucket is just full of those, and then I will transplant them into its very own raised bed, probably a 4 foot by 8 foot raised bed, and then I will keep that variety separated from this variety. This variety is totally different. Some of these onions right here behind me. Some of these onions right here will get big, but they'll divide. They keep multiplying, and they're just about to the point now to where I can start eating from them. Probably by the end of the summer, I'll probably start being able to eat from them. And definitely by the end of next summer, I'll definitely have onions for the rest of my life. I won't be buying no more onions. And as you guys know, I use a lot of onions. And, that's my goal, is to get to where I don't have to buy any onions. I had a bed down there, and well, things just worked out. The summer worked out, and I was not able to get down there and water them, and they dried out and died on me. Shame. I had walking onions. I had those beautiful, what do you call them? Well, they were Egyptian walking onions. I had ordered a couple of sets of them and set them out, and had grown them out just like I am right now. And they were doing really good. I had a 8 foot by 8 foot bed, and they were doing incredible. And they just, when I got down in my back and the drought hit, I was unable to get down there and water them, and they died. So those beds are gone down there. I'm going to take in my entire backyard with ground cover like I have here, and I'm gonna forget about growing anything down there for a while until I can get some help to do it. But I need to get this wet in just in case it don't rain. By all means, repurpose everything you possibly can. Throw that stuff in the landfill. Thanks for dropping in and watching. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Peace.